Once upon a time, in a small village, lived a widow with her two daughters. The older daughter, Fanny, was lazy and rude, exactly like her mother. She would sleep until noon and spend the rest of the day admiring herself in the mirror. But the younger daughter, Rose, was up before the sun. She was beautiful, kind, and hardworking, just like her late father. Life in the cottage was unfair. The mother loved Fanny and treated her like a queen, feeding her cakes and the finest eggs for breakfast. Poor Rose, however, was treated like a servant. She was forced to stand in the corner and eat nothing but dry crusts of bread while watching them eat. One afternoon, the mother saw that the water pitcher was empty. She didn't care that Rose was already tired from cleaning the house. She pointed a sharp finger at the poor girl and screamed,
"You lazy girl! Go to the well immediately! Don't spill a drop!"
Rose nodded obediently.
Yes, Mother. Going now.
And began the long journey. The path to the well was long and lonely, winding deep into the woods. But Rose was never truly alone. She was so kind that even the forest animals loved her. She shared her small lunch with the birds and squirrels, forgetting her own hunger to feed them. When Rose finally reached the ancient stone well, she lowered the heavy bucket into the cool, dark depths. With a gentle splash, she drew up sparkling, crystal-clear water. Carefully, she poured it into her large clay pitcher, ensuring not a single drop was spilled, for she knew how precious the water was. Just as she finished, a shadow fell over the well. A poor old woman, hunched and trembling with age, stepped forward from the trees. Her voice was a dry whisper as she begged,
"Water, please."
Rose's heart melted with pity.
Of course, good mother.
She did not rush. She rinsed the pitcher once more to ensure the water was fresh and held the heavy vessel to the woman's lips. When the woman finished, a strange stillness fell over the forest. The old woman stood up straighter, and her eyes, once dim, began to glow with a golden light. She was no ordinary beggar, but a powerful fairy of the woods.
You're not just beautiful in face, but in spirit. I grant you a gift. For every word you speak, a flower or a precious jewel shall fall from your lips.
Rose returned home, confused but happy. Her mother was waiting at the door, furious at the delay.
"Why are you so late?"
But as Rose opened her mouth to apologize, a miracle occurred. Diamonds, pearls, and roses cascaded from her mouth onto the floor. The greedy mother gasped, unable to believe her eyes.
Overcome by sudden greed, the mother dropped to her knees and frantically began to snatch up the sparkling treasures, fearing they might disappear. Still trembling with surprise, Rose told her mother and sister everything. She spoke of the long walk, the old woman at the well, and the strange blessing she had received. Her mother and Fanny listened with wide eyes, not out of wonder, but out of pure, burning envy. They watched the diamonds falling from Rose's lips and decided they wanted the same magic for themselves. If that simpleton can get such a gift, the mother thought greedily, then my darling Fanny deserves even more. She immediately grabbed her favorite daughter and forced her into her finest silk dress. Instead of the heavy clay pitcher, she gave her a shiny silver flask. "You must go," the mother cried, pushing her towards the door.
Go!
Just give water to the old woman, and we will be rich beyond our wildest dreams." But Fanny was lazy and spoiled.
It's too hot. No, I won't go.
Fanny marched into the deep woods, grumbling with every step. Unlike her sister, she hated the forest. She complained about the heat, the bugs, and the dust. When a small, friendly squirrel came near her path, she didn't offer it food. Instead, she kicked dirt at the poor creature and shooed it away. She did not have a single drop of kindness in her body. When she finally arrived at the well, the old beggar woman was nowhere to be seen. Instead, standing by the water was a magnificent princess dressed in velvet and gold. This was the same fairy who had changed her appearance to test the older sister's manners. The princess looked at Fanny and asked politely,
"Water, please?"
Fanny sneered, looking the royal figure up and down with arrogance. She crossed her arms and snapped,
I am not your servant!
"Do you think I brought this silver flask just to give a drink to you? Drink from the well yourself." The princess's face changed.
You are rude and selfish. You have the face of a lady, but the heart of a beast. So, I grant you a gift that matches your spirit. From now on, with every word you speak, a slimy toad or a poisonous snake shall fall from your mouth.
Fanny returned home, angry but unaware of the curse. Her mother was waiting by the window, watching like a hawk. As soon as she saw Fanny, she ran out, holding her apron wide open, ready to catch a shower of diamonds.
Did you speak to her?
Fanny opened her mouth to complain. Mother, it was terrible. But as she spoke, no diamonds fell. Instead, 2 fat green toads hopped onto the floor, and a black snake slithered out of her mouth. The mother screamed in horror, dropping her apron.
What is this? You did this! You tricked us!
Mother turned her eyes toward Rose. Blaming the innocent girl for their own greed, she grabbed a broom and chased poor Rose out of the cottage and into the dark, scary woods. Deep in the forest, the king's son was hunting. He was a handsome and kind prince. Suddenly, he pulled the reins of his white horse. He heard a sound, not a deer, but the soft weeping of a girl. Leaving his guards, he followed the sound to a dark clearing where he found Rose sitting on a fallen log, crying her heart out.
"Dear lady, why do you cry here alone?"
Rose looked up, tears streaming down her face. As she told him her sad story, pearls and diamonds fell from her lips with every word. But the prince did not look at the jewels on the ground. He looked only into her beautiful, kind eyes.
"Come with me, I will take you where you are loved and cherished."
He fell in love with her gentle soul instantly. He gently lifted her onto his white horse and took her to his father's magnificent castle. Rose had never seen such a grand place, with tall towers reaching the clouds and golden gates opening just for her. In the throne room, the king and queen looked at the poor village girl with surprise.
"Who is she?"
Prince smiled and said, "Father, mother,
"I want to marry this girl. But first, please listen to her."
Rose stepped forward shyly. "Your Majesties," she said softly, "I am just a humble girl." As she spoke, a shower of pink roses, white pearls, and sparkling diamonds fell from her lips, covering the royal red carpet. The king and queen were astonished. They realized she was blessed by the fairies and had a pure heart. Overjoyed, they accepted her immediately. A grand wedding was held. Rose wore a stunning white gown, and the prince held her hand, promising to love her forever. She was no longer a servant, but a beloved princess. But far away in the dark, cold woods, the rude sister met a terrible fate. Fanny sat all alone, weeping in the dirt. But with every cry, slimy toads and hissing snakes fell from her mouth. It was so horrifying that even her own mother, who had spoiled her for years, could not bear it. Terrified of the monsters, the mother ran away screaming into the forest, leaving Fanny all alone in the darkness. And thus, the story tells us, diamonds and pearls are precious, but a kind heart and polite words are the greatest treasures of all.